So there were a few iPhones that Apple has made which made me extremely happy when I actually ended up owning them and purchasing them. But I'm not gonna lie, when Apple announced and released the iPhone 15s, I actually was pretty happy about them. And it's been a while since I looked at an iPhone. I think the iPhone 13 Pro was one that I looked at and I was like, oh my goodness, these are solid iPhones. With the iPhone 14s, I just didn't really like how Apple kind of just recycled the 13 into the 14. And I felt like the 14 Pros weren't even that big of an upgrade. But the 15s in particular this year seemed like a pretty awesome upgrade overall. And I'm actually very happy with the way Apple went through and actually created these iPhones. I mean, for one, although the dynamic island isn't the biggest deal in the world, I actually do appreciate how they did bring that type of feature set over to the base iPhones, because now we've kind of gotten into some more visual changes. And now the fact that we also have, I guess, like a thinner body and a newer kind of back makes me feel very confident and kind of, feeling like this iPhone design is going to be here for quite a few years. If you take a look at the iPhone 12 all the way up to the iPhone 14, that design was pretty much the same thing for 3 generations. I feel like the iPhone 15 is almost getting in early. So if you have an iPhone like an iPhone 15, you're actually going to be able to use that iPhone for many, many years. And it's probably not going to feel like you have an outdated body. Another thing that I actually like about the iPhone 15s in particular is actually with the newer chipset. So this thing basically has the same chipset as the iPhone 14 Pro. So that is something that I actually like a lot about this iPhone. And once again, that's something that I look at and I'm like, this is a really, really not a big deal, but that is something that I was looking very forward to with the iPhone 15s, because from the 14 Pros, to the, or the 14 to the 13, basically the same chipset. But now we're actually getting a newer chipset, which is also very good. I also like how they kind of increased the battery size a little bit, but apparently they didn't. So that's something that's going to kind of, we're going to see if it's going to be better. Hopefully the battery health doesn't go down. But with the 15 Pros, I think Apple did a tremendous job with these iPhones as well. Although they didn't bring as many changes, I would say, as the 14 Pro did with the dynamic island. I think a mixture of that with that newer chipset and with what Apple is probably going to start doing, it's actually a really nice touch. USB-C is really cool, and I'm really hoping Apple added some extra cool features within USB-C that they're going to unlock within software hopefully in the future. But another cool thing is how they're kind of transitioning with the iPhones, kind of turning into like a gaming system. I'm going to be very curious to see what Apple ends up doing here. But if they do end up doing something along the lines of like, hey, this is like, AAA games on your iPhone, I could see a ton of people picking up an iPhone in particular to actually go ahead and play a lot of those AAA games. So I'd love to hear your thoughts about this. Let me know in the comment section below. The like button, that'll mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, till then.